Hello everyone, Infinite Movie Recaps here. Today I'm going to show you an action and thriller movie titled Olympus Has Fallen. There will be spoilers ahead. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. During Christmas at Camp David's presidential retreat, two men are seen boxing. One of them is the President of the United States of America, while the other is his Secret Service bodyguard named Mike. They seem to have a good time bonding. Later, he knocks on the president's door to let him know that they have to leave in 5 minutes. The president expresses how he hates going to fundraisers, but his wife Maggie consoles him. Next, Mike sees the president's son Connor playing a violent video game. He approaches him and tells him that his mother might get furious if she catches him playing the game. Before they all leave, Mike assigns everyone their duties and they leave for the fundraiser. Meanwhile, in the president's car, the First Lady and the president exchange gifts. Suddenly, something heavy hits the car in front and causes all the cars to swerve wildly. Maggie hits her head during the accident and starts bleeding while the car hangs precariously at the edge of a bridge. Mike and the agents quickly approach the vehicle and try to pull the car back. They soon realize that the car is halfway down the cliff, so they try to cut off their seatbelts. Maggie's seatbelt could not be cut, so Mike saved the president and the car falls off the bridge, killing the First Lady. 18 months later, Mike is at home with his wife Leah, just after the 4th of July, and he apologizes for not being there for her party. After that, they plan to go out for a movie that evening and leave for work. Mike meets the director of the Secret Service named Lynn at a cafe. He also meets other Secret Service agents. It is revealed that after the tragic incident involving the death of the First Lady, Mike was forced to leave the Secret Service and now works for the Treasury Department. He tells Lynn that he doesn't like his current job and would like to come back to the Secret Service. Later that day, the president gets ready for a meeting with the South Korean Prime Minister, Lee. The Speaker of the House, Alan Trumbull, tells the president that Prime Minister Lee will want them to issue a joint statement threatening military action to get North Korea to stand down from the South Korean border and stop their missile tests. Alan thinks it's a good idea. The president asks the Secretary of Defense, Ruth McMillan, about her stance, and she disagrees with the Speaker of the House. The Vice President agrees with Ruth, and the president thanks the Speaker of the House and dismisses him. In the next scene, Prime Minister Lee, along with his guards and security agents, arrive at the White House. After they arrive, the special agent in charge welcomes them, and Prime Minister Lee introduces his chief of security, Kang. An ex-Secret Service agent named Dave, who was now an independent contractor, was also part of the South Korean security team. When the meeting between the Prime Minister and the President starts, an unidentified aircraft flies into Washington, D.C. It shoots down 2 American fighter jets that attempt to escort it away. The meeting immediately gets interrupted by the Secret Service, and the president is taken to the bunker below the White House. The president orders the guards to find his son immediately. The White House is on high alert, and the officers arm themselves and evacuate all non-essential personnel. Mike watches through his office window as the terrorist plane opens fire and destroys the city. He then rushes to the White House, saving people on the way. The plane opened fire on the White House, killing a ton of people. More fighter jets were deployed, and they successfully take down the terrorist plane. Mike gets to the White House and is shocked at the damage done to the building. Suddenly, another explosion goes off. He sees 2 men walking to the gate carrying explosives and shoots at them, but the bomb detonates and destroys the gate leading to the White House. Immediately after the explosion, the Korean security agents team up with a small army of armed men, and a fierce battle ensued with the officers guarding the White House. Inside the bunker, the Korean security chief holds everyone hostage, including the Korean Prime Minister and the American president. At the entrance of the White House, the armed men successfully eliminate all the guards. Mike manages to save the bedlam and get into the building. Mike then goes to find weapons that he could use to take down the terrorists. He also finds a satellite phone in the Oval Office. He uses it to call the Pentagon and also disconnects the surveillance cameras. After connecting to the Pentagon, he speaks to top military officials, which include Allen, who had been sworn in as the acting president due to the emergency. Later, Kang calls Allen and kills the Korean Prime Minister in front of everyone. He also threatens to kill the members of the president's staff and the president. Kang demands that the United States recall the 7th Fleet from the Sea of Japan and withdraw all American troops from the demilitarized zone. He also asks for a helicopter so he can escape. It is revealed that Dave, the ex-Secret Service agent, had betrayed his country and was working with the terrorists. Mike interrogates 2 terrorists he captured and finds out that Kang is the head of KUF, a paramilitary organization, and relays the information to the Pentagon. The Pentagon officers find out that Kang is a wanted criminal in the world whose mother was killed by a landmine while crossing the American border. His father was executed for committing crimes against North Korea. Kang threatens to kill the chairman of the Joint Chiefs if he does not tell him his Cerberus code. Cerberus is a highly classified protocol that could be used to cause the military's nuclear weapons to self-destruct and could leave America open to nuclear strikes. The code is split between the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Not wanting the Admiral to die, the President orders him to give Kang the code, which he does. This causes panic at the Pentagon. Alan asks Mike to find Connor and get him out safely because the President will do anything Kang demands of him if Kang threatens his son. Mike searches for Connor and finds him hiding within the walls in the Lincoln bedroom. He sneaks Connor out of the White House through the ventilation shaft. After that, Kang finds out about Mike. He threatens Mike that he will kill his wife, but Mike isn't deterred. Kang asks Dave to go eliminate Mike. Dave finds Mike and attempts to kill him, but Mike overpowers him and kills him. Meanwhile, the Vice President also gives Kang her Cerberus code. Since Kang had gotten the second code, the Pentagon decides to launch an aerial assault on the White House to stop the terrorists. However, the terrorists installed a next-generation weapon on the roof named the Hydra and used it to shoot down 5 of the 6 choppers sent to retake the White House. Mike uses a rocket launcher and shoots the Hydra, destroying it, but the damage had already been done. After the disastrous mission, Alan decides to give the terrorists what they want, but Mike asks for another 30 minutes to try to save the president. Mike then calls his wife Leah to check on her and promises her that he will make it to their date tonight, but does not tell her that he's at the White House. He goes on to call Kang, who is shocked to see him alive. Mike tells him that he'll find him and kill him slowly. Kang gets furious and decides to leave. He takes Ruth out with him and his men. He asks Ruth to walk out of the White House. He intends to kill her while the world watches, but Mike intervenes and kills his men, while Kang escapes. Kang and his men dress up in black clothes and masks and force the hostages to do the same. They chain everyone together and walk out of the White House into the chopper Kang requested. As soon as they get on the chopper, the terrorists blow up the chopper, killing everyone on it. Everyone thinks that the hostages, including the president and Kang, were killed in the explosion. But Mike still believes that Kang and the president were still alive and rushes to the bunker. Meanwhile, Kang had gotten the final code and activated Cerberus. He wanted to simultaneously detonate all the nuclear missiles in America and kill millions of people. Kang planned on escaping in a tunnel with the president in tow, but Mike catches up to them and kills his men. The president fights Kang and tries to get his gun, but ends up getting shot. Mike is enraged and viciously attacks Kang. Kang proves to be a formidable fighter, but Mike eventually gets him in a chokehold and kills him. He rushes to check on the president, who tells him that Cerberus had been activated with only a minute left before the nukes are detonated. He quickly contacts the Pentagon and they give him the deactivation codes, which he uses to shut down Cerberus. Mike had saved the country from destruction. He then walks with the president out of the White House, where Connor and Mike's wife Leah wait for them. In the last scene, the president gives a memorial speech for the innocent lives lost during the terrorist attack, and Mike is appointed to guard the president again. Let me know what you think about this movie in the comments below, and if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.